attempt to empower him, to empower his memory, whether they kill him, God forbid, or whether they just wound him, or whether it's a close assassination attempt. They are going to blame it on the American people. Prepare yourselves. Get ready for this to happen, because Glenn Beck every other day now is saying, I just fear for him. You watch, they're going to attack him. They're going to try to kill him. Look, there's no security in the White House. The gate crashers, anybody can get in. They're going to get him. The people that are anti-war and 9/11 truth, they're going to get him. They're going to get him. They're now introducing it. Let's start now with the Glenn Beck clip. Here it is.
Regime is when it is on the verge of collapse. A regime with revolutionaries in it, it is trouble. The Democratic Party is...
Again, his entire regime is anti-free speech, anti-9/11 truth. There's no doubt they put Van Jones in to destroy him publicly and tie a communist to 9/11 truth. But it's true. The globalist regime is in deep trouble. So he tells a lot of truth, but then spins it around. That the regime are a few of the communists in his administration. When the big banks always use communists to consolidate wealth, Carroll Quigley at Georgetown, Bill Clinton's mentor, broke that down. Continue.
It's collapsing. It's either going to have to renew itself or it's going to collapse.
And pause again. They renewed themselves when people got wise to Bush through Obama. Now they renew themselves with Glenn Beck and Sarah Palin. Then they renew themselves again with more staged terror attacks. Continue.
Full of revolutionaries. Let me show you why the president is in danger. There are two kinds of radicals.
Pause again. He builds it up slowly. And he gives you very simplistic, childlike graphics of this tree. Okay, he doesn't show you the tree's a bunch of banks that openly run the left and right and are playing us off against each other and consolidating power. No, it's the different types of revolutionaries. But the globalists fund all the revolutionaries you're about to see. Go look at every group he mentions. Big tax-free banking foundations fund it. Continue.
There we go. Two kinds of radicals here. We've done the tree of revolution before. We've had this now for several months. There's a Cloward and Piven type, the one that says,
pause again. He poses just like the teacher. He fixes it for you. He talks to you like you're a fifth grade class, and he's explaining it to you. He's distorting for you. Continue.
Takeover through financial collapse and the reset of the system.
Back that up. I want to take the revolutionary communists that he's about to cover. They are taking over through a controlled collapse. You have a perfectly coordinated, Bill Clinton changes the laws for the derivatives. All the major Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan Chase people continue under Bush. They put all their money into Obama, continue. They've now shifted, the New York Times reported, to getting all their money into Republicans, because that's the new fake counter-revolution. So see, he's telling you not the bankers are collapsing, communists did this. And he goes on to say Obama's people did the economic collapse. They did the banker bailout. Not Glenn Beck with White House talking points saying it's not big enough. We've got to have this. George Bush is a great man. See, because there's no difference between him and the establishment people in the White House, but he needs to give you that fake image of a difference. I mean, this is all lies. This is why I keep stopping it. I mean, it's just all, that's why I can't play these clips here. Every 5 seconds is a lie. Play it again.
There's a Cloward and Piven type, the one that says there's peaceful takeover through financial collapse and the reset of the system. Cloward and Piven. And that went this way. Acorn. The other kind has violent radicals.
Pause again. Now Acorn caused the financial collapse. No, they were part of the big foundations getting inner city people in debt, as we've had Catherine Austin Fitz on, who was there at the time, telling you how they set it up. But that was the big banks. Acorn is just one tiny little thumbnail on the hand. We're going to come back, and I'm going to try to play longer clips and then analyze it. It's just, that's the thing about Beck. When you're actually informed, it's all lies. Oh, he'll be right in saying I'm against government takeover of healthcare or the government controlling your thermostats. He doesn't tell you Rick Perry got that through the legislature and this office now has a remote control thermostat in it. No, he tells you Rick Perry's going to save you. So he'll tell you the problem, but not explain to you who's behind it. Both parties. We'll be back. Now, again, we're only taking a couple-minute clip of Glenn Beck and analyzing. This is a guy who said that Al-Qaeda had snuck nukes in 2007, right before the election. This is a guy who is clearly a psyop. He has more open CIA officers on than any other show. They are there manipulating you. And he hasn't even gotten to the part yet. He already said this is why Obama's in danger. Then he says that 9/11 truth is going to kill him. I mean, talk about a demonization. People that question 9/11, incredibly diverse group all over the world. The number 2 guy in the Japanese government, all these other world leaders, the former German defense minister, all these engineers, all these people. We're violent. We're bad. We're going to go after Obama. Total false flag in the making. Let's continue.
Of radicals that bombed the Pentagon. When he was in the newspaper, the New York Times, it was on September 11th, he said this, quote, "I don't regret setting bombs. I feel we didn't do enough." Paul Watson, I talked about him a couple of days ago. He said this, quote, he's that whale activist. "There's nothing wrong with being a terrorist as long as you win. Then you write the history."
Stop. Bill Ayers, Patty Hearst, it's all been declassified. They were working for the government. They were funded. They were protected. They were allowed to blind police officers, bomb the Pentagon, all of this as a pretext to build up the COINTELPRO spying network on the American people. It's on record. Why do you think these people, most of them didn't go to prison? Why do you think Bill Clinton commuted a bunch of their sentences? Again, these are high-powered, big money-funded groups. The Rockefeller Foundation and others all fund the left and the right. Just like they've been caught in Denver and in areas of Canada like Ottawa with paid government operatives dressed up like anarchists attacking crowds of people. And the media says, wow, incredible police restraint. This just happened yesterday in Canada. And then it turns out they're cops. So you see a day or two of people breaking trash cans, hitting cops. The cops are told to stand down. And then a couple days later, they attack the peaceful crowds. People said, well, they had it coming. And then people are scared to go out and demonstrate because there's always these anarchists there who we've proven are government operatives. This is on record. These are rent-a-mobs funded by the big foundations. Again, let's continue.
Got it? Andy Stern, SEIU president, leading White House visitor. Workers of the world unite. It's not just a slogan anymore. Give me some of these pictures. Let me ask you this question. Are you like any of these people? Are you like William Ayers? We don't regret setting off any bombs?
And pause again.
Like you?
Back it up a few seconds. See, and like a child, are you like these people? No, you don't want to be like this guy setting off bombs. And then he connects it to 9/11 truth here in a moment. See, the message is you're a terrorist. And then he has this left-right paradigm on the chalkboard, the left over here, the right over here. He says America is right of center. No, in that false paradigm, liberals don't. Grassroots are now pro-Second Amendment. Grassroots, the numbers have shifted. They're anti-abortion. Grassroots, so-called mainline liberals don't like the big banks under Bush or under Obama. See, he always says it's about getting outside the left-right paradigm, using my term I coined, but then every time he shows a graphic, it's a left-right paradigm. And then he puts all these radicals over on the side of Obama's administration. Most of them are out there on the fringes, foundation funded. He doesn't mention all the big Israeli operatives and British operatives and globalist operatives that are in the White House who say arrest anyone who has these views. No. He gives you the left-right paradigm. Here it is.
Question. Are you like any of these people? Are you like William Ayers? We don't regret setting off any bombs? Are these people like you? Are they like our founders? We're normally in the center. We're actually a country that is center-right. Okay? We don't like the extreme right. We don't like the extreme left. We're about here.
Hey, pause.
Okay?
Are you like the terrorist or are you like our founders? Well, wait a minute. Our founders talked about government staging fake crises. Our founders said don't get involved in foreign entanglements. Don't let foreign governments come in and take your government over. We've had global corporations come in that are bigger than most governments and take over. Our founders, Glenn, would have supported Ron Paul, not you, who were for the banker takeover bailout, that you go on to blame on the communists. And certainly they're part of it, and they want things to collapse. But so do the Republicans, and they all worked in tandem, seamless integration between Clinton, Bush, Obama. But, oh, no, the Republicans are going to save you. Again, back to his fake left-right paradigm.
Where would I put a guy who bombed the Pentagon? Here? Who doesn't regret and says he didn't do enough? How about Andy Stern? Workers of the world unite. Is he here? He's on the extreme left. Ron Bloom, this is a guy who said, we kind of agree with Chairman Mao that political power largely comes from the barrel of a gun. Do you believe that? I don't largely believe it. I don't kind of believe it.